What's up, everybody? So I'm here alone in the apartment, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with myself. So I thought I'd do a video about my gear. I don't have a lot of gear, but what I do have, I think you might find interesting. So I'm going to do an amp video by itself. So that'll be something separate from the guitars, and I guess I'll start with the guitars first, and we'll start with this guitar here. It's an acoustic, and you know, I got this at Frank & Sons. Some guy was selling it, and I don't even know what model it is, what brand. But actually sounds really good when I played it. I did play it there, and the price you couldn't beat. And I always like the sound of a nylon string guitar. The only thing with this one, it's missing a tuning peg right there, see it? But what I do is I take a pair of pliers and I tune it, and it works fine. So I'll do a video of that later. So I'll talk about the guitars, and then I'll do an actual video where I play them. You can hear the tone. So that's my nylon string acoustic guitar that I bought at Frank & Sons. And then we have over here this guitar that I inherited from my dad, which is a Johnson guitar. Kind of like an Ibanez Maka. Look at the neck. Or the headstock. And it actually doesn't really play that well. My dad probably didn't know what he was buying. He was a good musician. In fact, that's him right there. Back in the day with his band. It's a nice shot right there. So on this guitar, I was going to sell it because it's not really playable. The frets here are really sharp. They're not really done right. You know, it's a Strat style body guitar. I think I plugged it in once and it just sounded okay. And the paint job, we'll talk about that right now, but the guitar itself is a, you know, Strat knockoff with an Ibanez kind of headstock. And it's just, you know, I mean, it's a lower budget guitar. I think my dad didn't really, I mean, he wasn't knowledgeable on, you know, instruments and things like that. He probably just saw it at the pawn shop and thought it looked pretty cool. So the paint job is actually something I did. And it's actually was a black paint job with a white pickguard, I think. So again, I was going to sell it, and I think I actually went to the pawn shop, and they're only going to give me like $30. So I said, well, I might as well just keep it. And then eventually I decided, you know what, I'm going to paint it and give it a nice touch up. So that's what I did. I gave it this paint job, acrylic. And I kind of wanted to go with the Roadster pinup girl theme. And I don't know if you can see, the knobs are actually clay. I mean, try to make them look like dice, and this knob is a rose. So they actually, if you're to plug it in, it would actually work, and maybe I will later. Got the cherries here, and the cards, and the flowers, and pinup girl. And then my wife liked it, so I gave it to her as a gift. And I think it was actually meant to be given to her. So hopefully the value was raised with the custom paint job. And that's the Johnson Strat guitar, okay. And then we come over here, put this in the light. And I hear my Ibanez Arc hollow body jazz guitar. And it's really good guitar for the money. Can't beat it. I'm not a jazz guitar player, I like to play jazz chords, and I could fake it. I mean, I wouldn't want to play in front of a jazz player because they would see right through me and that I'm not really doing the changes correctly. But I always like the sound of a hollow body jazz guitar, and this is really affordable for me and my budget. And I actually played this one live, and it had a good sound. I realized I'm an Ibanez fan because most of my guitars are Ibanez. And so if there's somebody from Ibanez watching this video, check out my other performance videos and, I don't know, give me an endorsement deal. And now over here we have, I should get more light going. Okay, another Ibanez Strat style, and this is actually an Ibanez S890 guitar. And it back in the day, in the late 90s, Frank Gambale came out with his own Ibanez guitar, and there's a real thin body, and I really liked it. I always wanted to have one, but never could. It was never in my budget. And then I saw this one used, and it reminded me of the Frank Gambale guitar because it had that thin body. But what happened is I took it and I painted it, and I tried to give it a relic, I call it relic modern look. So all this stuff here, yeah, I did that. So it was actually purple, and you can see I left it, I need better light. Purple, and I repainted it a turquoise blue, and then I reliced it. And it's actually a really good sounding guitar. I was really impressed. I mean, it's one of the lower end models. But I think something about me is I like the cheaper guitar models. I don't know why. And I think it's because I've always felt that if you're a good guitar player, you can make anything sound decent. And that white volume knob, that's just fake. It doesn't even do anything. It's just a prop. And the pickguard is actually painted on. I painted that on because it didn't have a pickguard, and I wasn't about to put down money for this to buy a pickguard because it's probably going to be more than the actual value of the guitar. But I like the look of the pickguard. I think it gives it a nice, I don't know, it separates it from the paint on the bottom, the blue and the black. And from far, when you play live, nobody can tell the difference. Unless you get up close and you can realize, oh, it's a paint job. It's not actually real. So that's my Ibanez Modern Relic. And I've actually played that one live. There's a video of that too. You can find on my page, my YouTube page. Okay, so let's put this back. Okay, next up is my Ibanez RG. What is it, RG5? RG550? 540? I'll look it up. I don't remember. Anyways, this is my oldest guitar that I've had. I bought this back in the early 90s, I believe. And it still plays really good. It has a really flat neck. I think they call it the wizard neck. You know, flat and wide. Really, you know, a rock guitar for fast leads. And I did a lot of performances with this guitar. Really versatile. Floyd Rose trim. Again, with my phony volume pickup, it's just for looks. It's on there with the tacky, sticky stuff. The pickups, I wish they're a little more beefier, but they're good. Again, this is one of my oldest guitars, and I'll never get rid of it. One of my favorites, another Ibanez guitar. the locking, you know, nut, Floyd Rose, classic. And then we'll talk about this guitar. It's not my guitar, it's my son's guitar. But another Ibanez. See, I should be endorsed by Ibanez. Really good guitar for the price. And I play this one a lot. There's some videos of me playing live with this one. Good versatile guitar. The pick, I really love the pickups on this one. They have a good sound. Really deep and warm. I don't really use the bar in this one because I don't know. I just don't. I don't need it. I think I was going through a phase where I was going to shine away from the whammy bar. Nice neck. Thicker than the RG model. And good for blues and rock and metal. And then we have this guitar here, which is probably one of the best finds as far as a used guitar. I remember when I saw the pictures of it online, I realized I had to have it. It was just something about this guitar. It just looked like a well-made, solid guitar, and I for the price, what they wanted, I couldn't beat. And I did a little research, and I didn't, you know, after I did some research online, this is actually a Kraken Nexter. Let's see, Nexter guitar. It's actually made in, I think, Korea. I'll put up the information, and they're actually popular in Russia and in Korea. Obviously, it's a Strat style guitar. The bridge pickup, I put that cover on. But man, this one sounds really good. This is a good sounding guitar for the money. For the actual price of the guitar, if you were to buy it new, still a very good value. I mean, I got it even for a better deal. So that was one of my best finds as far as a used guitar. And there's a video of me playing this one as well. You can check that out to get an idea of what it sounds like. But just great for blues and rock, and has a nice look. I actually bought it because I was gonna relic it. I like that look, but now I don't think I want to even mess with it. I like the paint job. I don't know, maybe later on, once I've had it for a while, I'll go ahead and start giving it that old vintage look. But yeah, you gotta check out these Nexter 3.2 Strat body guitars. I think they're from Korea. They're a company in Korea. But just really good. It's heavy, thick, nice tone. The neck feels really good. Stays in tune. Pickups have a good sound. It didn't come with the bar, but I don't really use it, so you know, it's like I play this one live too. I did some rock and blues and some R&B, and it's just a really good, versatile guitar. Okay, next up is my trusty and faithful Fender Squier. Now, actually, this is my first guitar. I had a Gibson Les Paul copy that my dad's friend gave to me, and that would have been my first electric, because I actually started playing on acoustic guitar, so that was my first electric, but then my dad pawned it, so I was bummed out because I wanted to hold on to that. But anyways, I replaced that guitar with this one here. I bought this one at a music store and I had it on layaway. And I don't know, I just liked it because it was a good sounding guitar. Pickup sounded good. You know, Squier was within my budget. You know, I didn't want anything too expensive because I was still getting my, you know, still learning. So actually that guitar I've had longer than this guitar here. And actually this guitar actually took with me when I went to GIT for the year. And it was probably silly, but I actually put tape on the Squier logo. I had some black electric tape and I put it across. I don't know, I didn't want people thinking negative about me. But this is a guitar I use at GIT, and I used it for my, when I would test with the teachers, and I used it for the live performance workshops. I used it to jam with other students that were there, and so this guitar has a lot of sentimental, what do you call it? It's sentimental to me for that reason. And this is the one that was at GIT with me. Good guitar. You know, again, it's not expensive, but it's not getting rusted, and it's, you know, this one, gee, I graduated in 80, what does it say? 88. And I had it a couple of years before that, so it's an old guitar. Still sounds good. I think I plugged it in not too long ago. And that's pretty much my gear. So this is the guitar video. I'll go into my pedal board and effects video later. And then we're going to do an amp video where I talk about my Mesa Boogie amp and the story behind that. That's a really good story. And so that's it. So stay tuned for the next videos. Thanks.